Welcome to Mug. This is Mug Talk, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about how to win drafts. So first things first, I need to talk about my wins, right? So in Spark of Rebellion, I won in set one, like 8 months ago, 9 months ago, I don't know. And I won again in the Spark of Rebellion now with the reprints, right? There's one star here that made a draft again. So I won with this Boba Green that I have here, and then I'll talk about this deck today. But as you can see here, I won the first time with Leia Tarkintown, and Shadows of the Galaxy, I won a tournament with Cat Bane Red, and I made second place with Han Solo Green, I think. And in Twilight of the Republic, I won two times, one with Obi-Wan Green, and the other one I don't remember, but it's this. So let's talk about the leaders. This is the one of the most important things here. So as I said, with this Boba Green, this was the leaders that appears to me in my draft. And as we can see here, we have Hera that is not that good. So when I saw those three leaders, I decided, okay, I'm probably going to play with Krennic and Boba Fett. I can play Hera if my opponents pass me good cards, good hero cards, but I look at my sides and I see two Sabines and one Junior. So, and I know that those players that have Sabine, they are Sabine players, so they're probably going to play with. And my friend from my left, he already told me that he's going to play with Junior so for the meme. So probably not will not pass me a lot of hero cards, right? Because I have in my right a Sabine play, we have in my left a Junior to play, and in his left is another Sabine. So you need to be aware of the leaders that your opponents took it, right? So said that I would choose, okay, I will play Boba or Krennic. So what do we need to think about it right now? Krennic has restore, which is really good in drafts. You have a great ability that gives you +1 for your units. So sometimes you can defeat a unit and be alive, and now you have a buff in your unit that can kill a better unit that costs more than your unit, right? And you have the early deploy, and both have, right? Because both deploys with 5 resources. And what about Boba Fett? He has a great ability, which is made you the ability made you play 8 resources in turn 4, right? Which is really great, and it is a great unit because Krennic is at 2/7 or if we start 2, okay, but it's just 2/7. Potentially 3 something because he probably took a damage and now he has 3 attack. But Boba Fett is a 4/7, which is really great because he can deal with a lot of Sentinel, which is awesome, right? And like I said, the ability that is dumb. So now I need to decide what color I'm going to play with, right? So okay, I picked the two leaders. Now I need to decide which colors I'm going to play with secondary, right? And I choose green, the command aspect, right? Because command it is a great color in Star Wars Limited, and I think it probably is the best color for draft and pre-release. I don't know, but maybe okay if you're playing aggro decks, I think red and yellow was be better, supposed to be better, but green is really great. And why I decided? Because when I started, I see a resupply and I think okay, resupply is really good, and I have two leaders that can be good with resupply, right? Even Krennic that is at 2/7, it is a deploy 1 turn earlier that made me restart 2, so this is really great. And after some passes of the draft, I see a super list technician too, so I pick it. And okay, I started deciding that I was going green, but I don't decided yet if I go to play Boba or Krennic, which is bad because now I don't know if what is the second color that I was going to play. I know that it's going to play with green, but I don't know if he's going to play with yellow or blue. So what I did, I was just picking green cards. I know that I can pick a green villain cards or just green. So I pick a lot of late game cards like Legion, like Reinforcement Walker, which is really good in drafts if you have resupply and supplies technician, something like that. So I didn't decide yet, so I was keep going, picking green cards. Green good cards, right? Consortium Star Vipers, Season Short Trooper, and sometimes I pick this Defense Walker because I, I I thought, okay, this card is really good with Krennic, right? So if I going to decide to play with Krennic, I need this card because if I pass this, someone can take this because I saw that someone is going to play blue villainy, right? So I pick it, but the card that made me choose Boba Fett was the second resupply. Because now I did the math and I see that I did this in my head. I done this calculator, so I don't know the odds for sure, but I know that it's going to be to ramp is going to probably happen every game. So look here, I have a 50% of chance to draw one uh, or more ramp. I put it in three copies here because I play with two supplies and one supplies technician, right? I know supplies technician is not guaranteed because maybe he doesn't have a ground unit. Maybe he will lay my supplies technician, but you get it, right? And now I have a like I played three games because it was draft with 8 players, so we played 3 games and I won the 3 games. And both game in the 3 games I did a resupply or supplies technician, so the odd here was right. And every game I ramp and I play Boba Fett in turn 3, which is really good because I've played turn 3 with 8 resources and my opponent only played with 4 resources. So I was way ahead because I will show the list after and you will see that I don't have a cost 4 unit. I only have I jump from 3 to 5 resources because I know that I was going to ramp, right? So in the Boba Fett turn I can spend my resources, attack, attack something, and I can ready one resource, deploy Boba, attack and ready 2 resources, and I can waylay something, or I can do play another unit, or something like that. So that's why I kept the Boba Fett here. So this made me change my mind about Krennic. So now I know that I can pick a lot of yellow cards. So I picked a lot of tempo cards like Waylay, no good to me dad. Now I can pick B units. Like I said before, I was picking only the green cards because I don't know the color that I was going to play with. So now I know, and now I pick Syndicate Lakes, I pick Bosk, and I balanced my deck because, like I said, I took a lot of beginners with in the first booster and the second one. So now I need to have early units, right? So I pick a lot of cost 2, cost 1, cost 3 units. So this is the deck that I played. So like I said, the first booster probably take the Legion, the Walker, the Steadfast Battalion, Resupply, Supplies Technician, and that ship, the destroyer that costs 6 in space. And as you can see here, I don't have a lot of yellow cards. The majority here is green, so I can say that my primary color is green because, like I said, I don't know which color that I was going with my leader, right? But this doesn't change. This doesn't affect a lot of the game plan here because, like I said, I know that I'm going to ramp, so I can pick a lot of late game units, and after I choose my leader, I just need to pick some like removals, like waylay, like take down if I was going to blue, and units that cost for early game. As you can see here, the most of my yellow cards is for early game because I already picked a lot of big units for the late game, that it was green or just black. So as you can see here, we have Griddle, we have Craft Smuggler, we have 2 Viper Probe Droid, two short trooper, and one V wing. So we have 7 units for turn one. This is really good because I don't know if you know, but in the Premier format, we play with 11, 12, cost 2 or 1, uh, 12 units for you play in turn one, right? So this make more consistency that you will not fail the turn one. But now we have 30 cards, right? It is the half of it. So we can play with 6 or 7, because yeah, 6, 12, 7. So this made it consistent in the deck. We have 7 units for turn two. No, 7 plays for turn two, because we have the Star Viper, which is good. The Militia, that is a great sentinel for the late game. We have Strike Through. I don't like to play Strike Through. I don't even think I put in this 7. Let me see. One Star Viper, one Militia, one 7th Fleet, one Supply Technician, one Cell Black Guardian, two Respite. Yeah, I don't put a Strike Through or Willy, because you don't want to play this in the turn two. If you play this in turn two, this means that you in a bad position. And yeah, so like I said, I ramped every game. So I did Respite in turn two or Supply Technician. So now turn in turn three, I can play Rook, I can play Steadfast Battalion, I can play Boss and Syndicate Lakers. That is good because they have Ambush. And Rook is a threat. You can play that and now have a shield, and everything he touch, he kills, right? So, and like I said, I now have deploy. I can kill something. I can waylay. I can raid a lot of my resources. So this was dumb, right? That's why this leader was suspended, right? So let's talk about tips that you need to memorize for your next draft. So six or seven car 6 or 7 is a good range for 21 units. Like I said before, we've played with 11, 12 with 60 cards. Now we have 30 cards, so we can play with 6 or 7. You can play with 8 or 9 to more consistent, but I don't think you want to, because in the late game you want to draw your bombs, and you would draw 2 cards that cost you, which is not that good. One space unit for each 3 ground units. As we can see here in my deck, I've played with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 space units and 16 cards, and that is ground units. So 5 for 5, 16 is like one space unit for 3, right? You sometimes is better play with a lot of space units, because your opponent probably will not have space units to deal with. But my deck is not an aggro deck, and like yeah, it is an aggro deck because Boba is dumb, but it's not an aggro deck like Sabine, like Leia, but I have something to deal with space if I don't have a space. Like I play with a friend that he plays a lot of space units, but I don't care. I play a Star Viper, or I play the destroyer that have Sentinel, so I can block all the space. I have Waylay, I have Asteroid Sector, I have no good to me that, so I can handle space even without the space units, right? Okay, so we have 30 in my list. I play with 31 cards. It's okay, but you need to be careful, because if you play with more than 30 cards, yeah, the cards that you want to draw will not you will not draw that often, right? Because you have less chance to draw it. But in my situation here, I don't think it is a bad for me, because I have a viewing that made me draw cards. So I know I will pay 2 resources to draw 1 card. It's not that bad in drafts, and it, if I play this and I draw 1 card, it's like I'm playing with 30 cards, right? The viewing fixes this 31 cards. But like I said, you need to be careful with this. A lot of players in the deck can say, "Oh, I don't want to take out of this of my deck," but and play it with 35, 36 cards. Don't do this, because you will not draw the cards that you want to use. You're probably going to draw this card that you thought it was going to be good, but it's not going to be good, because I don't know, you put in an upgrade, but now you don't have a unit because you have a lot of upgrades in deck. I don't know it. play with 30 cards. 31 is good. I think 31 is the maximum here. Okay, don't play with 32 cards anymore. Late game units and ramp. Yeah, like I said, resupply is really good and drafts and pre-release. And I know that have a lot of reprints of resupply and another sets, so you can ramp with Supply Technician 2. I think that is going that have a reprint. And but sometimes you don't want to play too late game. I will talk this about later. But yeah, late game units in ramp is good. In draft, like I said, your deck was not going to be good like in Premiere. So your opponents too. So the game is they last longer than the Premiere. So play with late game units is good. Well, and this tip, maybe you think I'm little competitive, but I know draft is more casual, but it is a tournament, right? Have prizes and kind of stuff. But so you need to pay attention to your opponent leader. I don't know if the opponent leaders is public in the rules, but every player plays with the leaders upside, and even the downside is shows that which leader it is. But you need to pay attention because, like I said, I saw Sabine here, Sabine there, a genius here. So I know if I'm going to play hero, I would split with the hero cards with a lot of plays that are by my side. So this is hard, right? And when I see that my opponents, I saw that only one player supposed to can play with a yellow leader villain that is Troll, and I know that he's going to play with blue, I think, and not the green. And so you need to pay attention at your opponent's leaders to decide your leader. And like I said, you can choose one color that is not from your leader, and see how it goes, how the draft goes. Because sometimes they pass you a lot of cards that they pick the yellow leaders and red ones, but I see him here a lot of a red, so probably he's going to play with yellow, right? So you need to be aware of this. So we have less removals in the game, right? So you need to be aware of this. Removal is really good in drafts because sometimes I already lost pre-release due to Vanquish because I didn't expect this. I put a big space unit and he just vanquished and I lost the game because of that. And the second thing here is that upgrades is huge in draft. So sometimes if your opponent plays a JD Lightsaber or Fallen Lightsaber, you don't have nothing to deal with because your unit can defeat a I don't know, probably is a 3/3 unit with +3/+3. Now it's a 6/6. How you can deal with this? So remove is good, right? So you can just vanquish or something like that. And things here that you don't have to do it. So double aspect. I know we have cards that is really good with double aspect, like vigilance, but trust me, you don't want to play with double aspect. This made your life way worse because now you don't have the range for the 30 cards, right? You're probably not going to. I think you don't even can play with 30 cards if you're playing with double aspect. You're probably going to play with cards that it is not from your the color of your lead or your base. So vigilance here is a good card. You can make you can heal your base for 5 and you can defeat a unit, which is great. But this is great paying 6 in draft. You don't want to pay 4 in vigilance in drafts. Too late game, so you need to be aware. Like I said, Devastator, it is a good card, not in draft. 10 resources is not that good, cause sometimes, like I said, a lot of games last longer in drafts, right? But even with my Boba, I don't even goes to the 10 resources, right? So even and I ramped the game, so you need to be aware of this. Sometimes even the Walker is a too late game, but if you don't have ramp, I don't even think I will play Woken, maybe one if I don't have another late game card, but you need to be aware of this. Bad leaders. In draft, a lot of cards that is bad can play and it can be good, but you need to be aware of baits like Hera. Uh, Hera's ability is really bad in the draft. I know you can play cards that doesn't share a aspect with your base, but okay, I will play a Kanan. I will play Sabine. I don't want to do this. It is just an ability that doesn't give you nothing in the draft. And Chewbacca here, you can see, oh, I can have Sentinel every turn, which is good, right? Yeah, it is good, but it's not that good because only works if you play one of cost 3. So if you want to have Sentinel every turn, you will be way out of the curve, right? You're playing your opponent will playing cost 4, cost 5, cost 6, and you're playing cost 3, right? Okay, you can. He is a 2/9 Sentinel, which is good for the late game, but sometimes I don't know. I don't think this can be good. Chewbacca is a good if you pick 3 bad leaders. He can be the better if with in the 2 worst leaders, right? And don't neglect space, because, like I said, your opponent can play more space than you, so you need to be aware of this. You need to balance your deck to play space too, and if you don't have a lot of space units, you need to have cards that stop space units, like Waylay, like No Good to Me Dead, like Takedown. You need to have removals or tempo cards that can exhaust it or deal with it. Sentinel in space is really great in drafts. So I think it's this. Maybe I forgot something. I don't know, but this is what I do when I'm playing drafts. And you just need to be aware of the balance of the deck. That you have 7 or 6 cost 1 units that you can play in the turn 1. You need to be aware if you can have ramp cards like Hairspray, like Supplies Technician. Um, you need to have good late game cards, but not that late game cards. Like I have 4 cards that cost 5 here in this deck, and 3 cards that cost 6, one cost 7, and one cost 8. I don't think you want to have like 3 cards that cost 7, cost 8. You need to have in draft late game in cost 5 it is the late game, so you just need to be aware of this. Pay attention in the balance of the deck. Pay attention in this don't do it stuffs like bad leaders, late game, double aspect, don't neglect space. So if you like this content, please subscribe my channel. Please like this video, it helps a lot. And this is it. See you in the next video.